This year, I started college. Turning 20, I've finally reached adulthood. My parents are entrepreneurs who've established a stable business over the years. Although I haven't explicitly compared, I believe our family's financial situation might be quite unique among my peers due to my parents' success. They run a manufacturing plant and have been able to provide full support to me, their only son, while the college I got into wasn't my top choice. I've been enjoying a fun campus life there. I had contemplated taking a gap year to try for a better university, but I wasn't particularly ambitious about it. Moreover, hanging out with new friends, skipping classes, drinking beer near campus, and going on group dates have been thrilling experiences I missed out on in high school. At gatherings, my friends would shyly declare they've become adults, but I held on to the belief that certain milestones should be saved for the person I'd marry. However, being a guy, I couldn't say I was entirely disinterested. My mom has a younger sister who is 10 years my junior, the last born to my grandmother. My grandmother, after having 2 sons and my mom, was surprised by the birth of her youngest in a predominantly farming lifestyle. Interestingly, almost all other households in their area lacked a father figure. My grandmother and grandfather had a strong relationship, and one day they found a baby girl crying in front of their house. The note with her read, "I'm sorry. Please raise this child in your home where both a mom and dad are present." It seems someone who knew my grandparents' circumstances left the baby. Growing up as the youngest, my mom was thrilled to have a little sister, and they spent a lot of time playing after school. For my mom, who never had a younger sibling, this baby girl was a fresh presence in the family, and my aunt was able to grow up well in a loving home. My aunt finished high school and was working when my mother introduced her to my uncle, and they got married, settling down close to our house. My uncle was the most senior employee at my dad's factory, having worked there for years and earning the position of manager through his dedication. He was 10 years older than my aunt, but my mom always said they got along as if they were the same age. My uncle used to visit our house often, even before he married my aunt, and he was almost like family to us. So everyone was pleased when he became officially part of the family. Despite coming from a humble background, his hard work was recognized, and he married my aunt with my dad's introduction. They started their married life in a small villa near our home, and my parents supported them financially a lot during their marriage. My uncle would drop anything to help my parents with their business if needed. When I was a freshman in college, my parents decided to go on a golf tour in Hawaii for about 10 days. Leaving the factory in my uncle's care, my mom gave my aunt her credit card, telling her, "Please take care of Ethan's meals. Don't worry about the grocery costs. And you and your husband enjoy some nice meals too." I used to have dinner at my aunt's, and on weekends, she'd ask me to stay over, as my uncle would spend the night at my parents' place, and she didn't want to be alone. My aunt had always taken care of me since I was little, buying me toys, reading me books, just like how my mom took care of her. So when she said she was scared to stay alone, I didn't hesitate to keep her company. That day, she seemed really upset. When I asked, she confided that she thought my uncle might be seeing another woman because she found hair that wasn't hers in the house. I tried to reassure her, suggesting that they were too busy as newlyweds for such issues, but we ended up agreeing to figure out who this woman might be together. My aunt then decided to lighten the mood by suggesting we watch a horror movie she'd been wanting to see. During the scary scenes, she clung to me, and I couldn't help but feel sorry for her. She eventually dozed off in bed, and I stayed beside her, dozing off too. At one point, she looked at me and asked, "Are you just going to stay there?" I couldn't leave my beautiful aunt all alone through the night. Waking up disheveled one late morning, I found myself hugging my aunt again, and we spent the entire weekend together. When Mom came back from her trip, she headed straight to Aunt's place first. "Must have been hard taking care of Ethan, huh?" she said, handing over various gifts, including bags, ties, and cosmetics. Oddly, Uncle seemed to receive more presents, which puzzled me. Mom, struggling with jet lag, spent a week alternating between sleeping and waking without leaving the house. After school, I excitedly headed to Aunt's house with her favorite snacks that I managed to find. Aunt was too busy to even answer her phone, and Mom left a message saying, "I'll be sleeping all day, so just fend for yourself for meals when you get home." I entered Aunt's house with the door code, planning just to drop off the snacks. But there, in the entrance, were Mom's shoes. She was nowhere to be found in the living room or bathroom. Could she be in the bedroom? Approaching the door, I overheard, "Honey, I missed you so much." Ethan's dad was just playing golf, even in Hawaii. The whispers revealed that Aunt and Mom had been having a secret affair since meeting at the factory. Dad, consumed by his business, was completely oblivious. The suspicious hair Aunt found? I realized it must have been Mom's. Unlike Aunt's short, straight hair, Mom's almost waist-length curls were unmistakable. Staying hidden, I couldn't bear to expose Mom and Uncle's affair to my innocent aunt. Before Mom could emerge, I hastily retreated from the house. Mom and Uncle had become close friends before developing feelings, and the gifts from the trip were overly generous. Aunt and Dad were clueless about their relationship, putting me in an awkward situation. I decided to keep their secret, considering I too had crossed lines with Aunt.